Hi, my name is Gideon, and I'm going to show you Bit, an open source project we created to make software composition easy. As software developers, we learn early on that more modular code is better code. Web components, modules, and even utility functions are the building blocks of our projects and applications, yet we still spend a lot of time copying and pasting code and installing cumbersome libraries just to gain access to single APIs. Shouldn't it be easier? Well, Bit turns your existing source code into a collection of reusable components in a matter of seconds. Components can be discovered, reused, and developed from any application environment without changing your code or file structure. Let's see how. Okay, so let's say I'm working on a team that's developing a few different movie applications using React. Here's the app I'm working on, where every piece of the interface is a React component. Now, I'd like to be able to share these components with my team so we can all use them across our apps. This is typically a pretty arduous process, so right now my team's components are all internal to their specific applications, just like with this one. Well, with Bit, we can organize all of these components into shared collections. My team can then find and use the components they need in any of their projects, get updates, and stay in sync. To get started, I'll first initialize Bit in my project directory with the bit init command. I can then use a simple glob pattern to track every component in my project. I'll also specify a namespace and the naming convention I use for my test files. Next, I want to share these components to a remote scope, which is where Bit stores and organizes components. You can think of a scope as a playlist where you can discover, add, and update individual components without republishing the entire set. To make things simple, I'll create a scope on bitsource.io, the community hub. I'll name it Movie Apps, and I'll also make it private for now. Next, I can commit all of my track components. Committing automatically resolves all dependencies and locks the component versions in place. Finally, I can share the components to the Movie App scope I just created. And just like that, the components are available to my entire team. Now that the components are exported, I can check out the scope page on BitSource to see a full list of them. Let's take a look at the hero component. On the component page, I can see automatically parsed documentation details, monitor the component functionality using unit tests, and if I want, see the code itself. Okay, now let's say I have a new app that I'm working on in a different directory, and I'd like to reuse some of these components. I can simply initialize Bit and import them from the scope I just created. Let's import the hero component. And there it is, ready to use. It automatically linked all necessary dependencies, and no other setup is required. Now I can just import the component into this project and render it. It looks good, but I just noticed that the primary styles aren't showing up on the Watch Now button. Let's check out the code to see why this is. So it looks like it was caused by a misspelled property. Great, all fixed and it looks better. Now, if I run bit status, I can see that the component has been modified and is ready to be recommitted. I'll just commit the bug fix and export the hero component back to the scope. And that's it. Now the fixed version is available to my team to import into their apps. So this example was one use case, but Bit isn't limited to React components. The same process works with web and Angular components, utility functions, and with any module you can imagine. To get started, you can install Bit and export your first components to BitSource. If you want to learn more, read through the documentation or check out the project on GitHub. Hope you liked the video, and thanks for watching.